Could we be experiencing the end of anime ever? The death of anime? The answer, according to Hideaki Anno, the creator of Neon Genesis Evangelion, is yes. He has predicted in a recent interview that the anime industry as we know it will end in the next 5 to 20 years. Decline and death are unavoidable, but there will be a rebirth later on. I think it's a little ironic that these are themes heavy in Evangelion.
Yeah. It's a little dramatic also.
But, I do think coming from him, it is a little strange because as we know from End of Evangelion, or fans of that will know, he kind of has, for lack of a better word, shat on his fans and called them idiots for liking what he's made and using it in a way that maybe he didn't intend, and he's called his own work terrible. To sum up, he's been a little bit of a troll in the past. But that aside, maybe he has some points. So what he's been talking about is that, well, we've seen other reports that the anime industry as it is right now is not entirely sustainable.
Right.
It's very difficult for animators to get jobs in the industry, and the jobs that they get are very long hours, very underpaid. It's not good. It's not good from a job force or workforce point of view.
I think it's very similar, actually, to a lot of the ways that the things that we learned about the visual effects artist industry.
Yes.
The visual effects industry in the United States a couple of years ago, when of course everybody was changing their profile pictures to green screens, in solidarity
for this industry that was being their efforts were being marginalized. They were being underpaid or not paid at all.
Yes, but that's the film industry too. I mean, there are people who, thank God, we're sort of exempt from that because what we do is a little different.
I'm not in the film industry.
Yeah, but I mean, creating content and being in the entertainment industry, especially on the production side, it is not uncommon to have 18-hour days. It is not uncommon to work within an inch of your existence, within an inch of your life. I mean, people are fighting for a 12-hour day in production, and it just extends to all the other things. And the reason that this happens is because there's enough people at the current moment who want to work in movies or want to work in animation.
But at the same time, you need to be able to pay your workers, and they need to be able to live.
Well, what happens is they get burned out, and then there's just somebody else who can come in and fill in the spot. It's horrible, but the only reason that it can continue that way is because there are just so many people who are film student graduates, who are just dreamers getting off the bus from Iowa, who say, like, I really want to do this and I will do anything to be a part of this. And I think that the only way that stops is when people start to say, no thank you, I'm fed up with this, I don't want to be a part of it anymore.
And some other complaints Anno had was that the Japanese animation industry was not being flexible toward adapting to new methods such as CGI, new ways to make interesting anime in a new environment. He thought that with the rise of other nations economically in Asia, that the center would, maybe go to Taiwan or other countries that are
perfect sense. That would happen.
Becoming more and more prosperous and able to create these things.
In the United States, the manufacturing industry left and went overseas because the labor was so much less expensive and it was more plentiful. I think that if you see a developed nation like Japan start to lose some of their jobs to places like Korea, which is very well developed, but then also maybe India now, and these other places where there's talent there that can be had for cheaper, that's going to start happening.
Well, in terms of the Korean animation industry, this has been going on. They've been building this for a while too, but they haven't been able to be the dominant force like Japan has been. So it could also be kind of maybe the storytelling or maybe whatever is inherent traits to this kind of anime or animation is not as desirable to the public at this point?
Maybe. I mean, I think everything kind of comes and goes. And obviously, like, anime is very tied to its origins in Japan. And as maybe that has proliferated and as that has become more commonplace, eventually people will say, like, hey, there's something else that's really interesting that's the anime equivalent that's coming out of India now. And that's exciting and that's new and that's different. And it's not so derivative maybe of the other styles
that's an interesting argument because we also have, like, right now, Marvel is the king. Like, everybody wants to be Marvel. Marvel is, producing this cinematic universe, this style of movie, these narrative voices, and many people in the industry are trying to copy that.
Right.
What if one day that's no longer in vogue? It will eventually happen.
Absolutely.
Maybe slowly, not just all at one point. We're done with this. Now we're doing only mummy movies. That
if
is
only
just my
Brendan
example.
Fraser, your time has come. Yeah, you never know. I think that it's like with anything, it will not happen immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I think we will reach a critical mass when everybody will be like, and we're already saying it, like, God, another superhero movie. Are you serious?
I'm not.
Well, it works. I mean, I just think that that's going to be. I think we've crested. I think we've peaked as far as like the just entire proliferation of the summer being controlled by the superheroes, the summer movie season, and that's okay. Things come and go, and that's just culture. And I think that we have obviously been riding a nerd high for the past couple of years, and whether or not we'll be able to continue that, I don't know. But it's certainly interesting to see what will happen.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to do what I want no matter what.
There you go.
Audience, do you think that anime is dying? Do you think it's a cyclical thing, or will it never die? Let us know below in the comments what you think is happening to the Japanese animation industry, and please be sure to subscribe for more.